Kickstarters. We have them. You want them. We're going to give them to you. First one, we're going to start with Sigil Powers of War.
Yeah, this looked like sort of a fun board game. It's similar to, we actually talked about a while ago, Barrage Battle we did a little review video for. Same kind of, big board moving around. But instead of this, you choose a faction. There are currently 4, and then you can play up to 4 players.
Okay.
They actually have, I think, 3 other ones on there. That maybe either through stretch goals or expansions for later on. So plenty. And then you can choose a warlord, and then they have pre-built decks. And they're all different, so it's not just like everyone has a soldier, a knight. Like, it's the same thing, but just different color. So you actually do different mechanics, and you have little pieces that move around the board, and it looked like sort of this fun, a little bit simpler. You don't need as many, like, build a custom deck, as we said before, but still you get that feeling of this is my team kind of going on.
Yeah.
And I thought that was sort of a fun little style.
I like it. That one goes for $59, which is... Sounds
I mean, it's a big game.
Yeah.
This is one of those.
Is the board as big as Barrage Battle?
I did not look at the measurements.
Okay. But at any rate, it'll be fun.
You don't move cards. You actually have tokens on the cards.
Okay. That sounds cool. So check that one out. Next, Yeti Mountain. Now, this is really weird and interesting. So you'll remember a game that we played at Board Game Geek Con a few years back called Fireball Island.
Oh, yeah.
Which is out of print. It's a game from the 80s, a huge game where
hilarious.
You move your guys around a board and you push fireballs and they can knock you down.
Honestly, it reminded me of those old, like, I mean, they're still around today, but I remember them more being commercial, like, as a kid, early 90s, probably 80s too, of, like, the new castle set, and like you get your toy.
It's like a big, fun, goofy toy. Well, this game, Yeti Mountain, as they say on their page, is inspired by Fireball Island.
Ooh.
It basically looks exactly like Fireball Island. Instead of like a
volcano
god, it's a Yeti, and he throws snowballs and stuff down the mountains. But it really looks almost the same, and it only goes for $65. Whereas if you want to get a copy of Fireball Island, you're gonna be paying at least $300.
Isn't that $60 just for like a piece of it?
Yeah, and you got to look on eBay. I mean, it's a struggle. So I'm really hoping that this takes off and is as fun as that.
That's the next thing. We hit like Cthulhu, then we hit legacy games.
Yes, 3D ridiculous
toys,
toy games. I like that. So if you've never heard of that game, check it out. But if you have, check out Yeti Mountain, because it could be your dream come true for $65. And finally, Defense of the Citadel, not Citadels and not Defense Grid. What is it?
Well, actually, this reminds me, it was like a medieval kind of game, but it's actually more like a tower defense game, which I thought was really cool. Because it's pretty much, there's a center reactor core, magical reactor core, and you have to defend it. And then you randomly place a map around the different rooms in the building, and monsters come in. There's no one controlling them. They have their own little movements, and you have a deck that tells you when they spawn, if different events, so you never know how things are going to come around. And then you get different classes. You have race and class. You can combine them in different ways that, like, either leave a bomb or, jump and kill everything around you, kind of cool abilities. And there are rest periods, so you can be like, all right, you have time to put up barricades and put the bombs and stuff.
Okay.
So I thought it was a cool difference. Instead of like the descent of the option is we need to run over there and kill that thing, to be more like, here's a central thing, defend it for all, like, I guess not tower defense, so it'd also be a horde mode, I guess they call in video games.
Yeah, like wave-based.
Wave-based, yeah. So I thought looked like really fun, sort of miniature, and combining more of a medieval instead of the. I feel like whenever I think wave, usually I think more of the modern shooter kind of.
You didn't play Xenoshift yet, right? But
I have not.
It's a deck building game, but it sort of feels like that kind of a thing, wave-based thing. Did you say, is this co-op?
From what I saw, it was.
Okay, yeah.
But
maybe there's different modes.
Yeah.
But it's not like somebody's playing the tower.
No, that's the thing. No one is playing the bad guys.
Got it.
That's, like I said, the card, which is one of the things I like, because I find it very hard when you have an asymmetrical player game in terms of someone's the mastermind or the others. It's very difficult to see the balancing, partly because also some people get different experiences, and sometimes, depending on if it's like a legacy more game, then the person who's the mastermind only sees that position. Like, I mean, you hear it all the time with D&D stuff when people want to be the player or the DM, and they're like, need a break. So.
Right. No, that sounds really cool. That sounds cool. So check out Defensive Citadel at $90, bigger one.
Lots of miniatures.
I will also just briefly point out somebody in our comments from our last Kickstarter section wanted to know if we had seen Empire of the Void 2. This was Shaolin Manny.
I do not recall that one.
It's from Red Raven Games, I believe, and if I'm getting that wrong, I'll put up the correct one. But it's basically a 4X space game. Everybody's in different planets, and you're going out and meeting alien races, and we're getting resources and waging war. It looks cool. It was super fun. If you're watching this now, there are only a few days left. It goes for $54, but check that one out as well.